All right, welcome to another edition of Hills of Stanley Park. Today we're going with the fifth attempt at the Stairway to Heaven in 2023. We're going to have to tell you a little bit something about this video. This video is very crazy, as we've talked about many times on this channel. The equipment that we're using for filming, for doing our activities, are extremely low, kind of no budget $50 action camera. And I don't know what the hell happened to this video recording. There's no, trust me, there's no options to put slow-mo on this action camera. But for some odd reason, it has become slow motionized. We don't know what the hell went on. We really don't know what went on. We didn't do anything. Like I said, we downloaded it to our computer, and it says, "What the hell is this?" It's almost as slow, like we're walking. I assure you, we're not walking. We are riding. But as I said, this video is actually 25 minutes in length, which is very strange because all of the other videos from bottom to rest area to the top are like about 9 minutes. So as we said before, nothing that we did, but we throw everything at the channel. Anything that we recorded, we throw, regardless, screw ups, whatever. It's all there for everyone to see. So let us go with the slow motion version, not intentional, of us riding up the Stairway to Heaven. We're still kind of baffled by what the hell happened here. Because I just think it's like, what is this? We thought, is this a really old video? We were walking up. We've never walked up the full Stairway to Heaven, but this is us riding up the Stairway to Heaven. So you're going to get a lot of view of the topography of the of the trail or hill. I have no idea what happened with this video, but I can assure you we are on our bike. As you'll see in our third waypoint, we'll stop off and get off and have our little rest and breather. But I have no idea what the hell happened with this video. Nothing that we did, nothing we pressed on any different kind of buttons or anything like that. It just happened to be this way. And as I said, all of the other videos, you can look on the channel, all the ones, our attempts. This is attempt number 5 of 2023. The videos are basically under 10 minutes, anywhere from 8 to 9.5 minutes. Well, that's with the rests and everything included. Suddenly, this one blew up to like 25 minutes. It's like, what the hell happened? We were not in slow motion. We didn't press any buttons on the camera to indicate that we wanted slow motion, but we got some slow motion going on here. I assure you we were riding, and I don't even think we could possibly even ride this slow. We'd be going backwards if we rode this slow. The other video that we posted today of the unexpected guest, the down tree on the path, this is the part 1 of this is the actual attempt at getting up the Stairway to Heaven. But I just like, what the hell? I was just like, 25 minutes. What the hell happened to this video? I don't remember taking a 10 or 15 minute break and stuff. No breaks. Everything is exactly how we always do it. But we got some slow motion video here, folks. So sit back and admire all of the lovely scenery. I'm very curious as to how this camera decided that it's going to film in slow motion. No idea, but it is what it is. So we're going to work with what we got. So basically we've gotten it at the 1/3 spot. So what we do, we get off our bike, stretch our legs, squat down, catch our breath, have a blast of water. I think we may have even actually popped in a Ricola here because I remember walking over to the garbage dump over there. I shouldn't garbage to the garbage bin, and then came back. So there we go. The bike has been parked, and this is a little bit of a rest that we do. I'm just thinking that would be my ultimate goal, would be going from the bottom all the way to the top, and the top being right up to the top, including the pay part. I'd have to be Iron Man to be able to do that without stopping at all. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever attain that, but I'm definitely going to try. Um, but the first thing we got to do is we've got to be able to get to the top of this sometime this year. Because once we reach the top of this one, we'll go back over to the second most difficult hill that we've labeled the Widowmaker Part 2, and attempt to do that. We try to do that every year. And it generally takes us about 3 to 5 times to be able to muster up enough steam to get that under our belt. I'm not exactly sure if the warm-up, so to speak, is climbing this hill is going to help us in our climbing attempts to the Widowmaker Part 2, but we can only hope. But it is very, very strange. We're just very, very curious. It's like, how the hell did this camera... I'm not exactly slow motion, maybe about 1/4 speed, or I'm not exactly sure of the speed on this filming, but it was very... It's just like, why is this video like 25 minutes? It's like, what the hell? And I double checked. I said, did I walk? And I've never used this camera to walk up any hills. I've walked up the Stairway to Heaven and the Widowmaker Part 2, but I used a real video camera that a buddy of mine lent me. But this is the $50 action camera Costco special with the handlebar mount. And if you see the other video that we loaded up earlier on today this morning, we had the camera mounted to our handlebars, but it got all screwed up and we had to navigate our way through, over, under a fallen tree on the path. Perfectly lined up. There's no way I could have gone left or right. I had to go up and in and under and above and below, etc., to get around it. At first I thought, as I go, oh, because there were some stories, but not so much in Stanley Park over in the North Shore, some minion putting fallen down trees and crap on the pass so the mountain bikers couldn't access the pass. Real nice. Because that's what we immediately thought. Is just like, did someone actually bring this tree down? And then we looked over. There was not a windstorm, but they had some strong winds a couple of nights ago down in Vancouver. We had it out here in Surrey also, but it's just a victim of the strong winds, I guess. As I said, we looked over it there and we saw that it had been cracked. It hadn't been chopped or cut down. It was actually been fallen from, obviously, from the winds. First time ever to see any kind of fallen tree or any kind of damage like that on that path, due to the fact it's not really in a high, densely populated older tree area. It's kind of more brush, so it's the chances of the trees falling over are not as problematic as the other parts of Stanley Park. But lo and behold, thank goodness, as I said, it wasn't around a blind spot. We did see some minions on the video and stuff. Trust me, all of the stories that I'm telling you are all 100% true. I think once we go for the push off here, there'll be a picture of a couple walking up the first part of the hill. It's the second time this year that I'm resting, breathing, stretching out, and stuff like that. I finally breathe, okay, push off, and then just over my right hand shoulder, there's a couple walking up the path. It's just like they appear out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they're right in my riding line. It doesn't really matter. I blow right by them, but it's just strange. It's like out of all the times, I think, and yesterday was kind of, what time did I go? I think it was kind of later in the 10 or 11, I think it was. A little late for usually for me to do my filming. I'm an early bird, so I get up early, hop on the bus and then the train, and then I like to get down to Stanley Park usually before 8 a.m., and that gives me a little bit better leverage about dealing with the crowds because there's not a lot of tourists waking up that early in the morning to navigate around Stanley Park. But wasn't able to go today, can't go tomorrow. I'm going to try maybe on Thursday. I think Thursday will be another day. It's the weather is we've got a nice long stretch of sunny weather, so I'll try to take advantage of that and do another attempt. My legs are getting a little bit stronger, my lungs, but it's always around that one, two, three, the fourth corner. One, two, one, one, two, three. The fourth corner that there's a steep embankment. It's just I'm basically riding and at a standstill rate, almost like the speed of the video, and there's just no way that I can get around that hurdle. If I'm able to get around that, then I should be able to technically do the rest. But that's the big elephant in the room right now, just trying to get around that fourth corner because you either got to go way high on the left or you got to go up the sheer face on the right. Basically, I end up going up the sheer face because the path on the left it's very difficult. It's on an angle. You got brush, you got trees on the left hand side. You've got the sloped side of the line on the right hand side. So it's a very, very difficult. As I said, this is just an all around very difficult hill to navigate, to climb on your mountain bike. Due to, we've seen in all the time, just look at the channel here. There's tons we've walked up and well written down and stuff. You see all the obstacles, and they've just gotten progressively worse as Mother Nature has her way with the path. Pardon me. Um, I'm thinking if there's any more like torrential downpours, we get some really, really, really heavy rain, and regardless and stuff, the path is basically going to be unrideable because we're riding on the fringe right now on the lefts and the rights of the path and stuff. If there's any kind of lengthy downpour, it's just going to make massive gaps and valleys in the path, and it will be almost unrideable. The other day, then I just don't understand why there's so many damn people on this path recently. Because these people, they're definitely tourists, but it's just like, what would inspire you to go on this path that's not marked? It baffles me what people are doing up there. We've run into a couple of couples on bikes walking their bikes down. We've ran into a couple of couples walking. We ran into clusters of families walking up near the top. I would never even think of venturing down this path or up it. But it is up to whoever's out and about where they want to go in the past. But I don't think going along the sea wall, there would be no. Oh, we're getting some movement. We're getting back on our bike for a little bit. For the last 8 minute climb, slow motion climb of the last 2/3 of the Stairway to Heaven. But I'm just very curious as to what was going on in that little $50 action camera that enables it to slow down the filming speed in such a way. See, there's the minions there. I said I'm not gonna stop. I'll blast past them. If they walk by me, that's fine. But I'm not going to. I get myself all psyched up. So here we are. We're going up the first wall of the Stairway to Heaven. And the guy, there was a couple, and the guy was constantly looking back. He's like, looking, is that guy seriously trying to climb this hill on a mountain bike? Because, as I said, I've only seen one guy that was higher than a kite, and I don't know what it was, but happier than pig and shit, who attempted to climb the hill. And I know that I saw him put his feet down like half a dozen times or more, and that was several years ago before I even started filming. Um, the only person I've ever seen who's ever tried to climb up this hill on their mountain bike. On the Widowmaker Part 2, I did run into an older guy on I would almost say it almost looked like an electric mountain bike. It was a pretty big, heavy mountain bike. He didn't make it up there either. And I asked him, "Do you ever make it?" "Oh yeah, I made it up." And as I'm not 100% sure, may not have been a electric mountain bike, but it was a very strange looking mountain bike. It was a thick framed and an odd color like a light or turquoise blue. But I generally don't run into people trying to do what I like to do, climbing the steep hills. But I said this gives you a very good, so you got to go left, very good idea of what I have to manipulate my body and my bike around to try to scale this hill. And as I said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Got any questions or comments? We're not walking, we're actually riding. Something happened with our $50 action camera that seemed to have slowed down the speed for some strange, odd reason. Nothing that we did in our own behalf. So, hence, that's why this video is taking 25 minutes when it usually, if you look at the other videos in the channel, it's usually about a 9-minute video. So maybe 1/3. That would be roughly the time. So 1/3 the speed, maybe. But it does give you a better idea of the conditions of the path that I'm trying to manipulate my bike around to be able to climb this hill. And see, there's the left. This is a spot that I've not been able to get past so far this year. The left, as you can see, it's almost impossible to get up that close. And the right, you've got this basically the sheer-faced hill that you've got to go. If you had a little bit of speed, that should not be a problem. But going from a complete standing stop, it is very, very difficult. I don't know. I can't remember. I I think I've gone one time this year. I went up. I tried to do the left-hand side thing. It's just, as I said, it's just too narrow to be able to do anything. So I usually go on the right-hand side, and I know where I went on the right-hand side. I try to go up the right-hand side here. But the sheer steepness, the conditions of the pass, the narrowness of the pass, The obstacles, and trust me, there's obstacles all over this path. If this is basically just like a paved path, or even just a symmetrical, perfectly, no bumps and jumps and roots and rocks and dips and valleys and stuff like that, I'd probably be able to ride it up very, very easily. But as I said, due to Mother Nature throwing in some obstacles, that's where the challenge comes in. Because as you know, it's a zigzag. It's zigzagging all the way up to the top. So it's not like it's going straight up. Like, well, that front, the first section is straight, but basically it's zigzagging. But the damage that the Mother Nature's done to this path, along with the fact that it's not maintained by the city of Vancouver. Oh, you see a little hand there? I saw a little hand there. That was the couple walking by again. And then once they walked by me there, I've got to wait a minute or two because I don't want to be um, intersecting with them anymore because there's not enough room on the path and people are idiots. They just stand there like a deer stuck in headlights while I'm pedaling for my life up a very steep graded hill. They sit there and stand in the middle of the path like, get the fuck out of my way. So I was ready to go, but now I've got to give a little bit of a buffer for them to get out of my way. So just in case I don't meet up with them in the remaining part of the hill. And I don't know if they went, because you can access, there's two ways. Once you get up to the pay part, you can go left or right. Right takes you up to the very top, and then left takes you down to the causeway. And I didn't wait that long, and basically it was um, straight on through. Might have said maybe a short little break when I had to put my feet down, but it's not like I gave them a good running uh, 5 minute start. Gave them a couple minutes, so there's a little bit of a buffer between me and them, so I don't have to manage to meet them again. But as I said, this 9 minute video, due to the technology, the super duper highly sophisticated technology that I'm using, aka the $50 action camera, it dropped the speed of the video. Word is saying roughly, not scientifically calculated, that it's like 1/3 the speed because the video is about 3 times as long as it usually is, roughly 3 times as long. So we'll say it's about 1/3 the speed. But just looking at how slow the video is, I would even say it's slower than 1/3. And we are riding our bike. The reason why it's such in slow motion, it's just due to the hi-fi, the high-tech camera that we're using, that it suddenly decided, okay, there we go. So we're gonna go right. I'm gonna see if we can get up this hill from a standing start, and we were able to, I said, if I can get around that corner back there, I should be able to um, navigate the rest. But as I said, basically that first steep incline, because this is just a little bit more tricky. You've got to follow the lines here. You got to go over to the left and follow the line, then you got to jump back over to the right. But the difficult parts of the path, I would say, are down in the lower. Let's see, I'm hugging the left hand side here, but then I've got to jump over to the right to get on the path, so I'm able to go through the valleys that were on the path, but now they've been nicely buffered by someone who's put some of that fine grade gravel in it. But it really doesn't help it because the line that I used to take has gotten so deteriorated by the rain and stuff, it's almost impossible. You're forced to go into that gravel. I used to hop here on the left hand, so you can see there on the left hand side there, all the way up, up, up. I went, and there's a little bit of a, you see there's a little bit of a log there. I used to follow that and then drop down there. But even if you drop down here, you drop down a little bit early, you've got to put your feet down. I didn't put my feet down just for a second, but that little sliver of a place that I used to be able to access, I don't think I can do it anymore. So, and if that gravel wasn't there, slip down, it would have been game over. You would have been dead stop because you can't pedal in there. The gullies is too deep. And I don't know, someone's just, I'm very curious as to how someone accessed. They actually went from the bottom with a bucket and carried it all the way up there. Because I know no city of Vancouver worker ever got off their ass to do anything that strenuous. So some private citizen brought a shovel and a bucket and brought the gravel up to that little spot. I don't know. So there we are. We're at the top, the longest ascent that we've ever done here. Not anything to do with us. It was the crappy cameras slowed down the speed of the filming. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have any questions or comments, fill them in the video below. We hope you enjoyed, and we're probably going to try another attempt maybe on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, we'll try on Thursday. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.